Hey, there we go. We're live action coming to you. About an hour late this Thursday. I apologize for that. Had a long day on the water and a nice dinner with my good buddy Mike McFarland afterwards. So I'm a little bit late getting in tonight. So, hey, fishing's pretty good, pretty steady for considering all the crazy cold weather we had. There's definitely some fish to be caught on a fairly consistent basis. So let's see. Looks like we may be starting to get a couple of you guys in here. Drop me some comments to let me know that you are present and with us. I would greatly appreciate it. Looks like the Wi-Fi might be running a little sketchy, a little slow tonight. Hopefully it'll hold up for us. All right, there's some comments finally showing up. Let's see who's here. Brett Wren is in the house. Austin Berta, 12. We're getting some folks in here now. Ian Ashley, Nick Cavazos. Lane Seaman, as always, my boy. Oh, Mr. T. Lowe is in the house, my Cardi B partner. Y'all don't tell nobody I listen to Cardi B, but old George Lowe, he knows I'll be listening to Cardi B every once in a while. Mojo's in the house. Joseph Lehue, Jay Laugh, Tyler Bart, Using the Force, KP Outdoors, Jeremy Robinson, and South Texas Bassin. We're getting a full house in here early. That's what I like to see. Hope you guys are excited, man. It's getting to that time of year we all look forward to. Pre-spawn bites get a little bit better every day, it seems, in spite of the weather. Brett Wren says he got his baits from the giveaway. That's awesome, buddy. Those are some great baits from Smash Tech on the giveaway last week. That's a good deal. I'm glad you got those. But yeah, so the bites getting kind of, fairly consistent, even though we've had like some really cold nights the last couple nights. Man, you can go catch them. Like, there's some fish to be caught for sure, and they're still biting because they know what's coming. They got to eat right now. They got to eat, and they know it. Sometimes the book may tell you they're not going to eat very good in a post-frontal morning when it's 25 degrees, but some point in that day they're going to feed up because it's that time of year. They have to get some reserves built up. All right. Well, hey, that being said, I don't know. It looks like the comment stopped all of a sudden, so hopefully y'all let me know we still got good picture. Hopefully we still got good picture. You know what? I know how I can check. I'll just turn on this handy-dandy computer over here and look for myself. How about that? How about I quit asking you guys to do everything for me and I just do it myself? One second, guys. Just give me 1 second. Let me get this lined up here. See if I can find myself. There it is. Of course, the ads are going to roll. Picture's good. Keep going. Perfect. All right. Top 5 baits. Let's go ahead and jump right off into that. Hey, this is one in the box. I got one tied on a rod right over there on old red. But here's one brand new in the box so you guys can see the packaging. That is the 6 Sense Quake 70. Original Quake 70, not the Thud. The Thud's a one knocker type of bait. This has the BBs. The regular traditional sound. And that color right there, I'm in love with. That is called Tiger Truce. I just got that color in this week, and man, it's been catching fish really consistently for me. Very, very good bait. I really like the Quake line of lipless crankbait from 6 Sense. They've hit the nail on the head, man. It's got a really good vibration to it. Great action. Comes through the grass really well. Bounces off stuff really well as far as vegetation goes. So we've had some dirtier water, a lot of wind, a little bit of rain here the last 3 or 4 weeks. So that old chartreuse belly and the orange side, that thing's getting it done. On a likewise note, of course, we're throwing the Movement 80X, but here's the big deal, guys. The chartreuse and black back has been the one over the last couple weeks, and it stays that way even on sunshiny days, cloudy days. It doesn't matter. This seems to be the one they're biting better. It may just be a personal thing, confidence-wise for me, but that's the one we're getting it done on here lately. And you know what? We had a little stretch in there where we were catching them on a white chatterbait. Went back to white. Hey, now black and blue seems to be the deal again. So this is the Joe Spates chatterbait. Chatterbaits are kind of known to hang up on wood. I will tell you one thing. Joe Spates builds that chatterbait with that weed guard built on there, and I hang up on wood a lot less with this bait right here than I do on the others. And it does get bites. It's a good bait. It's got a very erratic action to it. So Joe Spates chatterbait right there with the Live Magic Shad, black and blue. That's been a really good deal. Now, days like today, we had real calm conditions, real bright conditions, very cold morning. there's a lot of times when the old smash stick comes into play, and I'm weightless Texas rigging my smash stick on a 4-aught EWG owner cutting point hook. But that deal's a player this time of year, guys. I mean, on those days when they won't bite nothing else, man, if you know that you've been catching them in a certain area, or you just are really confident that they're in an area, you've got everything you need to hold fish, you can fish really slow next to the stumps, next to the wood cover with old smash stick, and it'll get you some bites. Last but certainly not least, maybe my favorite wintertime bait of all, 1/2 ounce. Normally I say black and blue. This one's actually black and purple. This color's called Blacklight. This is a 6 cents Divine Hybrid Jig, 1/2 ounce size. Got a little black and purple skirt with some blue flake throughout it. And we were throwing the electric blue smash crawl here the last week or so. Jig bite's been getting back good again, but we've switched over to a black with blue flake smash crawl trailer. That seems to really be the key. I've had the electric blue, excuse me, I've had the electric blue right next to the black with blue flake, and this one's out. Hey, here we go. Hey, my bad, guys. Hey, I really appreciate you guys bearing with me on these Wi-Fi issues that we have in East Texas. So I'm going to try to answer as many questions as I can before I lose you guys again. In and out. Should stabilize. Hopefully, there we go. Okay. Yeah, somebody asked if Joe made this custom for me. Joe did not make this custom for me, but after I talked to him... Jesus, man. Am I back? I guess I'm back. I don't know. I'm so sorry, guys. Man, I really appreciate you guys sticking with it through this. This is tough. All right. Put a clothes hanger on my box. It's not quite how it works with the Wi-Fi signal, but thanks, though. Turn off the Wi-Fi on my other computer. Okay, I'll try that. I'm down. I'll take advice. I can take a hint. That's fine. Let's see here. Turn Wi-Fi off. Bam, it's off. Let's see if it interrupts anymore. Hey. I'm trying to look for some questions. Scroll back for questions. All the Z-Mins are junk now. Which chatterbait am I using? Well, I can't really tell you which chatterbait I'm using because I might get somebody in trouble. So the deal is on a chatterbait, and I think I've got a head that I'm going to put a skirt on here later laying around somewhere. Bear with me just 1 second, guys. Where did it go? Where did it go? All right. So here's the new Z-Man. The new Z-Man with this line tie right here will not vibrate at as slow of a speed as the old school ones. Now this is the head that I'm currently using. I'm using Joe Spates, this one right here that I just showed you, and then I'm using this other one right here. As you see, same blade shape, but it has the old school line tie. There's some type of a weighting difference in that line tie right there versus, hang on, my big fat sausage fingers here. This line tie, no bueno. This line tie, muy bueno. There's a weighting difference where you can swim this one at a lot slower speed and it still vibrates. This one, it won't vibrate at the slow speed. So that's what I look for. I look for that blade shape and that line tie, and if I can find those two things, I will fish that chatterbait. The Evergreen Hammer, I'm not sure what the I think the Evergreen Hammer has this new line tie, but they have the head configuration and blade configuration is a little different to offset that issue. So, water going to stay dirty? Water probably will stay dirty. We got a little bit more rain coming, looks like. We're certainly prone to heavy winds every few days this time of year, so I would imagine the water will stay dirty. It always tends to stay dirtier longer in the wintertime. There's actually some bioorganisms that help filter the water that go dormant and kind of die off or something like that. I don't know, above my pay grade. But there's some type of bioorganism that filters the water that doesn't do that in the wintertime, so that's one of the reasons it stays dirtier longer. How long do I think it'll be? Probably first week of March. Somebody's asking how long until the first couple waves of spawning bass begin to set up in bed. I think that probably the first week of March is when our very first bedfish will start showing up. That's just, if I was to take a guess, that would be when I would guess. You know, a lot of times we get them in February. Last year I caught my first bedfish that I was actually looking at. He was locked on a bed on February 18th. So it can happen earlier, but we are not anywhere close to water temps this year that we were last year. And it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of really warm weather. I don't see any 70s in the forecast. So, you know, I don't see it happening as early this year. March 1st through 10th, what do you need to bring bait-wise? Well, a lot of the stuff that we're talking about right now will still be great the first week of March. There will be some fish starting to bed up shallow. Hey, but this is great when they're bedding up shallow. Old stick baits, always good. A jig is always a good thing to throw all the way through kind of March, you know, middle of March. Chatterbaits are very good that time of year. So, and the lipless crankbaits as well. So literally 4 of the top 5, very good chance those will be in the top 5 for the first week of March as well. So, somebody says tournament April 15th to 16th on Fork. What's my best bet? Sight fishing. You can actually, because you only got to catch 5 in a tournament, so you can actually preview those 5, check out what size they are, and know you're fishing for a fish that you need versus taking your chances on randomly catching other fish. Anytime I can sight fish in a tournament, there's enough fish to win sight fishing. That's what I want to do. In middle of April, there will 100% be plenty of fish to win on that you can sight fish for on Fork. What are the best baits to throw on Lake Tyler? I've only fished Lake Tyler like once, and it was very, very long ago. I really have no idea. Am I throwing an Alabama rig at all? I have not been. I do like the Alabama rig in the cold water. You know what the deal is? I've been fortunate. We've been catching enough fish. I haven't had to change my pattern. My patterns have held up. The old jig and the grass patterns with the lipless baits and chatterbaits, stuff like that, has held up good enough that I just haven't gotten around to that Alabama rig deal. 100%, you can miss harder throwing that, but you can hit harder throwing that too. I mean, you can knock it out the park with an Alabama rig if you get on them. Sometimes it's kind of hard to stay on them. They move around. Those suspending fish tend to move a lot, and they're hard to stay with. What do I like to use for sight fishing? Just small creature baits is fine. Everybody's kind of got their own preference. Crawl baits are good. Creature baits are good. Lizards are good. People bedfish. Bedfish is not really about what you're throwing. It's about reading that fish's behavior and aggravating them into biting. What about jerkbait? Yeah, jerkbait should be in my top 5. A jerkbait would probably be in any other guide's top 5 except mine. It's my nemesis, bro. I just don't throw. I don't have a lot of confidence in it. I don't throw it long enough to get confidence in it. And like I said, this year we've been fortunate. We've been catching enough fish on other baits that I haven't resorted to the old jerkbait trying to figure it out. I tried to figure it out a little bit when I could, but I just haven't needed it, I guess you could say. But there's been a lot of guys catching a lot of fish on jerkbaits. Somebody's wishing me good luck in the guide. So yeah, we got the guides tournament coming this weekend. So next week's videos will be kind of interesting because we are going to. I've been filming. I did a couple practice days for the guides tournament out by myself, and I filmed those. Filmed the practice and kind of talk you guys through what I'm thinking, what I'm looking at, what I'm doing on those practice days. And then we're going to actually film tournament day of the guides tournament. So next week you guys are going to get Lake Fork 5th or 6th annual guides tournament footage for next week's video. So it should be a lot of fun. Somebody says jerkbaits hate me. They hate me too, bro. How hard is it to find grass on Fork right now? It's not hard at all. Not hard at all. Go north, you'll find it. And by go north, I mean go north in any section of the lake. Go north and you'll find it. Yeah, that's another reason to not throw jerkbaits is being a guide. I'm not real keen on having 18 points of death slinging around my head all day. So. George Lowe says, how does KVD not rip a rotator cuff as hard as he jerks those baits? I would say maybe as an adolescent he got a lot of practice. I don't know. That was probably inappropriate. Probably shouldn't have said that on live video, but hey, it's all good, man. It's all good. What type of sunglasses? I've got a great sunglass recommendation. They're filthy dirty right now. They probably got water spots all over them. But I'm a big fan of Amphibia. I've fished, the only ones that I haven't fished are Oakleys. I've fished Wiley X, I've fished Costas, I've fished Strike Kings, all kinds of different glasses. These are hands down, and I'm not on their pro staff, by the way, hands down my very favorite glasses. Amphibia, that's the Baja lens. It is a great all-around lens. It's phenomenal for sight fishing. And bonus, if you're a big klutz like me and you drop your glasses in the lake, they float. These little jokers right here will float these glasses. I've actually had them right here when we took off first thing in the morning. They gone, we looped back, and I got my glasses back. So, big fan of Amphibias. Somebody says you could do a live feed on Facebook this Saturday fishing. I could do a live feed while we were tournament fishing. You're right. Except for the fact that we're fishing Lake Fork. If you know anything about cell phone service on Lake Fork, you probably can figure out why we probably can't live stream. You know what? I will try my very best to live stream while we're fishing in the tournament. But that's going to be very difficult on Lake Fork. We do not get the best signals out there to be running data on your phone with. Am I wearing Moga pants right now? I am not wearing Moga pants. No Moga. I never intend on wearing Moga pants. That's OZW's. That's his deal. Somebody says, great video yesterday. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. If you asked a question up top and I missed it, please ask it again because I'm trying to look back through them, but I'm having a hard time getting caught up on the questions. Any experience with a 6th Sense Divine Shaky Head? I just got them in. I actually, part of the video that you will see next week, I got a box from 6th Sense and I show you guys what I got from them. And one of the thing is the shaky heads. So I'm going to tell you, I love them. I used to throw a shaky head a lot called a Pumpkin Head made by Yum. It was an Edwin Evers design. It was great, and it reminds me a lot of that. It's got a good stand-up head, but with a triangle shape to it so it'll get through wood. But a very strong hook, which we need on Lake Fork. I really like it. I haven't fished it yet, but everything about it looks really good. Do they make amphibias with readers? You would have to ask the amphibia rep that, bro. I do not know. I am fortunate enough I do not need readers yet. Hey, man, when will you get your next? Oh, the next version of the Guide in the Graph map chip comes out on March 1st. They're bi-monthly. The waypoints change every 2 months. So bi-monthly is when it comes out. So we have one on January 1st that was designed for January and February waypoints. There'll be one on March 1st that will have March and April waypoints. And that one will be loaded with stuff because the fish get so spread out that time of year. There will be waypoints all over the lake for March and April. How much of that sheetrock did I knock out to fit that boat in? 0, baby. I'm not very good at many things, but I'm a daggum expert when it comes to backing a trailer. I can tell you that. I'm an expert at 2 things. Eating and backing trailers, Jack. Yeah. Yeah, Nick, if you're familiar with the Pumpkin Head, the 6th Sense, just first appearance, 6th Sense shaky head reminds me a lot of the Pumpkin Head. The live stream is growing. It is growing. We've got more people, more comments. I'm loving it. Any tips for 6th Sense Speed Glide 100 or the new Flow Glider 130? I've got some 130s. So I got the Flow Glider 130s in. They're brand new, guys. I just got those in. I haven't honestly had a chance to throw them yet. So I'm going to hold. Let's hold the review on that. But, you know, glide baits in general, we've gone over the glide bait topic many times. I actually have in-depth glide bait video on the channel as well. Now, the Speed Glide is a different deal. I really like that Speed Glide around schooling fish. Number one, because you can cast it 0.8 of a mile, and it's that little quick darting action it has is great for schooling fish. So that's when I like to throw that the most on that Speed Glide. How do you get the waypoints? Let's see. All right, that was the next question. How do you get the waypoints? So the waypoints on the Guide in the Graph, what it is, you go to my website, yourlakeforkguide.com. You go to the Shop My Gear tab. I have a page where you can shop my gear. And the first thing up on the top of that is the Guide in the Graph map chip. You just order it from right there, and we send you a chip that has all the information loaded into it, and you stick that in your graph, and it comes with directions on how to upload it into your graph. You stick it into your graph, upload it, and you've got waypoints on your graph that I've selected for that time period, for those 2 months. And those waypoints come with information on what that area is, how to fish it, what baits to use, and all that stuff. So it's like taking me, and I'm in your graph kind of helping you and pointing you in the right direction and telling you how I would fish for those 2 months. Somebody asked, should I get a 140 or wait and get 3 130s? Like I said, I haven't had a chance to fish the 130 yet, so I have no review. But I can tell you this right now, I will always, always own the Flow Glider 140. That bait has caught so many fish and so many big fish. If I could show you guys the background on my phone right now, literally the background on my phone is a 7-pounder and a 4-pounder, both in the net at the same time, and both hooked up to a Flow Glider 140. I love that bait. What action do I like for a swim bait rod? Well, if I'm throwing soft plastic swim baits or really heavy glide baits, like the HPH Gliding Gizzard that I throw, I like 711 Extra Heavy Limit 5 Series is the one that I throw. It's a $150 rod that you can you can handle a swim bait on it. It's great for that. So, do we have it for Garmin yet? Look, we just got the format figured out for Garmin like yesterday. I have a guy that builds my chips for me, produces them, ships them out. He just got the file format, made sure and double checked it, made sure everything was right. Garmin chips should be in production within the next day or two, literally within a couple days, certainly by Monday at the latest, and I will definitely be announcing that when they are available. So follow, any social media that you follow me on, be it here on YouTube, be it Facebook, Instagram. As soon as that Garmin is ready, it'll be announced on all of them. Does the guide in the graph have any hazard info? No, there is no hazard info on the guide in the graph. It is strictly fishing spots. Here's the deal, guys. There was already a product for Lake Fork designed by a fellow guide, Lance Vick. Lance Vick, longtime veteran guide. He's one of the best. He's a very, very good guy, and I in no way wanted to step on his toes or compete with him. So I did not include any boat lanes information. You can actually buy the Lance Vick boat lanes chip, and it will give you all the information that you could possibly want to navigate Lake Fork. It's a very, very well-made chip, so highly recommend the Lance Vick boat lanes chip. My chip is strictly for fishing spots and information. Somebody says, I guess the waypoints are past history. No, the waypoints aren't past history. The way it works, guys, is I fish, I'm out there every day. And so, we got another chip coming out on March 1st for March and April. So what I'm going to do is, yes, using past knowledge and past history and seeing the stage that the fish are in, the patterns that they're on, the last couple days of February, I'm going to pick probably on the March-April chip, probably 50 waypoints, 40, 50 at least waypoints that I will hand pick those waypoints and put those in places where I know they're going to be holding fish based on, yes, history, but also what's going on right now because I'm on the water every day. That chip will not be built until the very last day of February. So it's as current information as you can find. In the guides tournament, I have Mr. Rick Dollison fished with me last year in the guides tournament, and he's fishing with me this year again. He's got a new partner, and I know his name because they fished with me back in the summer, but I feel really bad. I'm really bad with names. I actually forgot his name right now, but I'm the worst with names. I'll never forget your face, but I'm terrible with names. So I do have 2 customers that are fishing with me. That's the way it works. To fish the guides tournament, customers have to hire you for the guides tournament, so you can't fish it solo. No new merchandise coming soon. What do you guys want to see merchandise-wise? You want just regular cotton T-shirts, a cheaper shirt version? Do you want hats? What do you guys think? You tell me. Can you pick the waypoints up? Yeah, Joe Spates actually has the map chip for sale in his shop. So if you stop by the Weedless Lures shop at Highway 17 at the Little Mustang Bridge, Weedless Lures, Joe Spates will hook you up with a Guide in the Graph map chip. Worst case scenario, I can meet you and give you one if need be, but Yeah, so we can definitely, if you want one, we'll get it in your hands, brother. Going fishing Saturday at a local, oh, he said at a local lake called Pure Oil outside of, I know what lake you're going to. I know Pure Oil Lake. What would I recommend using? Pure Oil. You know, chatterbaits, man. I just have so much confidence in chatterbaits on all water this time of year. If I remember right, it's been a long time, but Pure Oil tends to be a plastics-driven kind of lake. I would think the old stick bait like the Smash Stick would be a very good option as well. Man, I just got a lot of confidence in chatterbaits. I throw them a lot of places, and they basically always seem to come through for me. By the way, Joseph Leahy, thanks for the tip on turning off the Wi-Fi on the other computer. It seems to have helped a lot. All right. Let's see here. I think we're caught up on questions. I think that's going to just about wrap it up for us. A lot of questions about the Guide in the Graph matchup. I appreciate that, guys. It's coming out. Hats, buffs, maybe some new vinyl stickers. Huh. Oh, I see what you did, Jordan. I see what you did, T-Lo. I see you, buddy. Hats, beanies, shirts. If possible, more baits. Yeah, that's the deal. I'm doing so much. I got so many irons in the fire. I'm trying to keep it going, but I will definitely try to get you guys hats, beanies, and like t-shirt type stuff. Somebody said Finch Nasty chatterbaits are where it's at. So here's the deal, guys. Finch Nasty chatterbaits are really, really good. In the wintertime, I don't like them as much. He calls it the thumper, and it's appropriately named because for me, in the wintertime on chatterbaits, the ones with a little tighter shimmy seem to do better. I'm not knocking Alex Finch's product because it's a phenomenal product. 100% think is great chatterbait. I just tend to throw it more once we get to springtime and go into summer and fall and all that. When it's cold, I like those tighter wiggling chatterbaits. What underspins do I throw? I do throw underspins. Man, you guys got me all choked up tonight. What can I say? I do throw underspins, especially in the summer, late summer, early fall. I like an underspin. 6 Sense is, of course, the underspin I throw. Like I said, I believe in everything 6 Sense. They make such quality product, but they make a very, very good underspin. Clayton Beagle says, your name sounds really familiar, Clayton Beagle. Remind me of something. Can you use the Guide? Yeah, there's no tournament ban on the Guide in the Graph map chip. So I've actually had this question a couple times. People ask me, can they use the Guide in the Graph during tournaments? The Bass Cash Bash is an online-driven tournament, but you can't ban it. If they're going to ban it, then they have to ban Lowrance Insight. They have to ban those blue hot maps you can buy at Walmart. Like this is nothing like all that groundbreaking and new. It's just driven more by today's technology and more current info. I'm just trying to build a better mousetrap, so to speak, with this thing because it's coming from a guy that's on the water every day and it's constantly getting updated and refreshed. So I think it's a better version of what already exists. There's plenty of maps out there that have fishing spots with advice on how to fish them. That exists in a lot of different formats. Martin's maps are one. This is my version of it, and I tried to do it the best I could and make the best version of it. So there's no way any tournament could ever ban it. We thought about that beforehand. They can't ban it because if they did, they'd have to ban your Lowrance Insight map or Navionics Communities. Like they have to ban every fishing spots version of a map that existed, and there's no way they could do that. Yeah, Guide in the Graph definitely works on Hook 5. Somebody asked, does Guide in the Graph work on Hook 5, Lowrance? It works on all Lowrance and all Humminbirds that have mapping. Any mapping that you want, it will overlay onto it. Garmin, like I said, Monday at the very latest, Garmin should be ready. I will double check on that tonight. Fishing Lake Fairfield tomorrow morning. If I'm familiar with power plant, I am familiar with power plant lakes, but I don't believe they're generating at Lake Fairfield anymore. So Lake Fairfield is going to fish a little bit more like a normal lake, and those fish are probably going to be in a little bit state of shock. Because if I am correct here, they just recently closed that thing down and are no longer generating heat. That being the case, it's probably going to be a really tough bite. It's going to take those fish a little while to adjust to that. They've had heated water their whole life. They had heated water just, a little while ago, and now all of a sudden they got a shock. Man, I don't even know. I wouldn't even know where to tell you to begin on Fairfield because of that crazy situation right now. I wouldn't know what to do on Monticello right now because of the same reason. Do I have any info for Lake of the Pines? Going there tomorrow. I know the north end of Lake of the Pines pretty well, and I really, really like it. It fits my deal. A lot of these shallow water warming trend patterns we've been talking about on the channel over the last couple months, man, the north end of Lake of the Pines is all about that. There is endless amounts of that. What I can tell you is get to the Hahn Point area. I know that area constantly holds some big fish, especially this time of year. I really like Hahn Point. If you can find that, you can literally duplicate everything that I'm talking about doing around Shallow Grass on Fork in that area of Lake of the Pines. Somebody says don't hit the Movement 80X on your cowling. Matt Scotch, I know you don't know this, but what is so funny is I literally had a guy the other day that went to cast and smacked my cowling with my Movement 80X and broke that sucker in half about a week ago. Man, I want to tell you, I'm so fond of my Movement 80X, it made my heart stop a little. Somebody's asking, you might local sell the Movement 80X and shad drone color. Not right now. I think Oak Ridge is going to get some more in here pretty soon, but right now there is no shad drone. I have the only shad drone that exists around Lake Fork, and if I'm being honest, it's not really that bad of a deal. I kind of like being the only guy that has that color. But yeah, I know they've been out of stock on the website for a long time. I'm waiting on it too because I want to order some more as well. So, the second best shad color to me, the one that I've with my own eyes seen work very well in Northeast Texas is Bone Reactor. Bone Reactor works really well. If you guys watched the Milliken episode when he came and fished with me and caught his personal best, it was on Bone Reactor Movement 80X. So that is in stock on the website. And I think Barry's out of all his 6 cent stuff right now. I think he sold his last Movement 80X about a week ago. So might take a little while for that to come back. Close it out with some Cardi B. I mean, I make money moves. I got them red bottoms, you know what I mean? I'm not going to sing Cardi B on the live stream, bro. It's just not going to happen. If I had it queued up, I'd play it for you, but that's it. So, all right, man, that's going to do it. I think that's our time tonight. Really appreciate all you guys. Love you guys so much. Y'all are phenomenal, phenomenal community to hang out with and talk fishing with, and really appreciate you guys hanging in there with me through all the technical difficulties that is East Texas Wi-Fi, right? So, hey, hoodies are still in stock. We got plenty of hoodies. Everything from large to 3X we still have. We still have a few of the shirts that are down here somewhere. And, of course, Guide and Graph Map Chip, Limit Rods, Smash Tech Baits. Lots of stuff on the website for you guys to check out. So, yourlakeforkguide.com, shop my gear tab. Hit me up on there, see if there's anything that we can help you out and get you guys some new gear for springtime. It's coming on. Hang on, boys. It's about to be here. All right, I'm rambling, so I'll see you guys next time. Appreciate you watching, and we'll see you right here on Your Lake Fork Guide.